The product of two consecutive integers is 110. Find all such pairs of integers. Below we have a list of consecutive integers. For example, -5 and -4 are consecutive integers, and so are 1 and 2, as well as 3 and 4, as well as 4 and 5, and so on. So if we let x equal the smallest integer, the next consecutive integer would be x plus 1. From here we're told the product of the two consecutive integers is 110, which means x times the quantity x plus 1 must equal 110. Now we solve the equation for x. Once we determine x, this will give us the smallest integer. X plus 1 will give us the next consecutive integer, in which the product of these two integers will be 110. To solve for x, we first clear the parentheses by distributing, which gives us x times x, or x squared, plus x times 1, or plus x, equals 110. Notice we have a quadratic equation. Let's set it equal to 0 and solve by factoring. And therefore we subtract 110 on both sides, which gives us x squared plus x minus 110 equals 0. If the left side does factor, it'll factor into two binomial factors. Because the first term is x squared, and x times x equals x squared, we have x in the first positions of the binomial factors. The terms in the second positions will be the factors of -110 that add to positive 1. So let's consider -11 times 10, as well as -10 times 11. Both products are equal to -110, but we want the two integers to have a sum of positive 1. Notice -11 plus 10 is equal to -1, and therefore these are not the factors we want. But for the second product, notice -10 plus 11 is equal to positive 1, and therefore we're looking for the factors of -10 and positive 11, which indicates one binomial factor is x minus 10, and the other is x plus 11. In order for the product on the left to be equal to 0, we know that x minus 10 must equal 0, or x plus 11 must equal 0. And now we solve these two equations for x. For the first equation, we add 10 to both sides, giving us x equals 10. For the second equation, we subtract 11 on both sides, giving us x equals -11. We need to be careful here. The pair is not 10 and -11. Recall x is the smallest integer, and x plus 1 is the next consecutive integer. So we get one pair from each value of x. For example, when x equals 10, notice x plus 1 would be 10 plus 1, which equals 11. So the pair of consecutive positive integers that have a product of 110 are 10 and 11. And now we consider x equals -11. When x equals -11, notice x plus 1 is -11 plus 1, which is -10. The consecutive negative integers that have a product of -110 are -11 and -10. So again, remember, when we solve for x, we're getting two possible values for the smallest integer. We have to calculate x plus 1 for both values of x to find both pairs. I hope you found this helpful.